Hi, I'm back again with Charles Crooks, who is a shaman in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Thank you, Charles, for coming and talking to me today.
Thank you very much.
I want to ask you a little bit about prayer.
Okay.
A lot of people pray for healing. Does that work?
The method they use doesn't, and I'll explain why. There's a thing called direct language, and so if you basically put forth, "I wish," or "Please send me this," in your reality, you're saying, "I do not have this, make it so." So let's say somebody says, "Please send me healing," or "Please send me light." Translated means, "I don't have light." Far too often we've heard these individuals put light around themselves sometimes. "I need to put a shield of light around myself." Okay. Translated, that means I don't have light around myself or enough strength to do so, therefore I need to put a shield around myself, and as a result of that, he basically said, okay, you're making yourself weak by doing that because you're not strengthening yourself. The idea here is to turn it around and use direct language and start thinking or almost copying an attitude. For example, I use the term, "I'm a carrier of light and I don't care who knows." Period. There's no doubt. And that's just the way it is. And there's no excuse, no nothing. For example, let's say somebody prays for this or prays for that. Well, if you look at, again, direct language, they're working completely against what they want to bring about. Now, let's look at it let's turn this around and say you want healing. Okay. Basically, you can even start off with a statement or an attitude, "I'm a carrier of light, and I need to apply this in this particular area because I've been out of balance. Anybody around give me a hand? Surely be appreciated." And what you just did, you basically just said, "I am that carrier." And that is, determined by the breath. Okay, so I'm that carrier of light. And the second thing you did says, "Okay, I understand I have an item here I'd like to work on." Translated means I have the capability to work on this. Anybody around give me a hand? Basically, so you're opening yourself up to additional information and say thank you very much. Another way to do a prayer is, "Thank you for the gifts I've received. I'm currently working on a project right now. Any help would surely be appreciated." Again, we're looking at, one, I'm used to receiving gifts from the universe. Okay. Two, I anticipate success because I would not do a project unless I actually had success in mind. So that was my visualization, that's my knowledge, that's my reality. And therefore you're opening it up. Anybody want to come join me, have some fun. And then thank you very much. So that's one of the reasons most prayers don't work, is because they're doing just the opposite by utilizing the method that, wait a minute, everything's outside of myself versus everything's already within. Because not one thing occurs in your realization that is outside of your head, outside of your brain. Your big toe may tell you when you hit a telephone pole, okay,
right,
but there's no consciousness that exists in the big toe. It all occurs within.
So, a lot of people use scriptures for healing, and there are scriptures that say, like, "Ask and you shall receive." Like, if people are praying and they're asking for healing, is that a part of "ask and you shall receive"?
In a way, but here's the key on that, okay? If you say, if you ask and you shall receive, let's turn it around where basically I already have it. How can we bring it forward?
Oh, okay.
That's a little different approach.
So,
but again, let's look at that ask and you receive. How many people have asked for stuff and received it?
Well,
Now the second thing is we also have to look at what is the reality of the individual. Most people will ask and they don't receive, so they don't bother anymore. Others will ask and this is, okay, I know by this because this is the law that I'm exercising. This is what I would like to bring forward. So I'm asking for it, and I anticipate, and I see it coming towards me. See, there's your key right there. I see it coming towards me. I see it manifesting. I see it. That is the law of manifestation, and therefore your reality says this is also part of me too.
So, I know that you think Jesus was a great guy, and you don't do anything outside of what Jesus taught. So, he himself said, "Ask and you shall receive," but is it that we're misinterpreting that verse, or what is that? Can you elaborate on that as why it's in there, like in the Bible like that?
Well, two things. One, everything that's written in the Bible was 25 years after the fact and 75 years after the fact. So there's going to be some modifications. Simple as that. And so the key is, again, ask you shall receive, therefore allow this to come forward into your life. And that if you allow yourself to be quiet and allow it and know that it's possible and realistic, yes, it'll work.
So do you think that reciting Bible verses can have an effect on healing? If people go in and they read their Bible? Like I myself read Bible verses, and well, one of them I say a lot is Psalm 23, and I want to talk about that completely in a separate video. I don't want you to talk about it here yet. Okay. But is it beneficial to recite Bible verses?
That's really up to the individual. I would like to suggest that if anything makes your heart happy, that you basically get that glow and warmth in your heart, you can't lose.
Oh, okay. I think that'll be it for now. Again, I want to thank Charles for being with us today. If we want to reach you, Charles, where do we reach you?
The website, healerofheartsandminds.com, and the Mirror website, shamanic-enterprises.com.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you.